That's how I be. Here the money now must say magic brand to share bedroom on Adom TV, multi TV. So here are Jenfi, engineer wo kumasi abato anopay. O shebe onso yachia o so wajibre. Sa so na mo bogo so nyina so. Here the must say mo so magibre Global Arena of Liberty. So for paying Charles or being mo nyina so magibre mo so mo shebe. Here the must. Miami ahodo nyina Lorry Parks ahodo mo so magibre mo di bedroom ya share so na fan baby and da masi pi se mosumaje bra mo hwe enuan ma mo amano ne da masi mubu I send commander and so much bra mo hwe bedroom da masi. A lot of your text messages about ye be kinkan nyina e de ama but ma me koso nka o se mi peja mi mu ano na ye de eye fisem to aso na emum me nda we kuma se me ne me nua ba na ya abrefo ye health work no enu achi so yes, I be share a mass item ni one year di one kwa woso a boabo na wo sisi so mo ye nkwada hwemu ene nasefo na ene abenfo be hwem aboa enua manum titu but ye be kan nante afri Nhyira FM akofa adum asaba Nhyira FM na afi ya hye jumedi ya de hwe mass item ene one year di no your kwanso nkoso kra 1760 your text message line February 19 Jibre enkin kan nyina enfama Alhaji Baturi atenase oyesem4 ema Alhaj de Obokratal Alhaji Akwaba ibia kama
ibia kama yankobodi ache
mia dum ene ye da sonko a organized labor etu anamo se one person one hwesa ban betie omo asupema but probably from where you are coming from series of demonstration relating to reduction anytime any government in power to utilities no any tariffs no these responses reactions never the question is yetu sa na mo na most of the cases yenya so free aban wo so ho na
why me just pe mi share my search chia how mo here bedroom and the kwode me say ni ekoso efa Ghana man nyina obia ni ho betimi aka se ka sa na open na Ghana so nye man a yenkwa na yeti asase yeso ewiase no yefe bibi global village ahohira ewo Ghana no enye Ghana nko na Ghana fo nko na e Philip sa ahohira babia na in the case of Ghana so we had near Kosuneya. A very important say ye correct mistakes bia yen pemzu.
Yeah.
Egusu eye. Ma yen chirima yen man yen nkola dashi omo befum. We created it and we need to correct the mess. It is very, very important. And this is an example of how we want to continue creating the mess. Apaska and achao. If upeka maybe any economy. Because what is our economy? You look at your income, your expenditure. Nasa Ghana and ne we hear they be deficit. Na she say any economy. Na ebeto asusa na debi. We need to call a spade. Enti ni aban and say but is that a solution, Debbie? I don't think so. Ni here papa and it's a dialogue, negotiation, discussions. And they solve. Okay, some time back, if we have amount for the two a settled problem, and no war can ever bring peace to any country. It's dialogue. So we now in Iran, near America, so many examples. Obi who say after the casa and the best of enya oyechireni friends
basa.
Because ene nipa hina e Ghana ekai bibia your friend dum so nipa hin ene me no kata almost over the last 1 month yen nipa hina ekai ade your friend dum so erefi kra ede na di dum so no bae erefi aban eye ni se na oto anamuna ama nde ye hudum so obi am bisa question we na ka be pesa dum so no beto aso na ende ejumofo ya o mba be ye o hiri so be kai so a over the last 2-3 years nipa bebre njuma bebre eyi nipa di e we ejuma because na dum so e haum ense ende dum so yi aban etumi esiesie correct mistakes na say ja frimu a enche say aban ama njumofo ebe fanipa mo aka ho so omo amu ni djuma ombenya bia ye omo ye yi omo ewe djuma ombetumi asako we nyina ye mbisa ye ho and as an medical can from the beginning you don't look at today you look at tomorrow and the future your foundation say economy no ebegina nan so a I will say build a good foundation since the overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah aban bia bia was managing na managing they don't fix it and I keep on repeating this and I covered the Assembly 2008 and 2012 2008 was see Ghana for a man I will say yes changing the structure of our economy na so no otiminya 10 years obe change Ghana economy and he was right Nana Kufuor was right you hear leader and our president betimi deny sifom a change the structure of the economy. What is the structure of the economy? Since Osajifo time, we are used to this government bailout, government subsidies. And then 57 years after independence, this are money for Emma Busia, Emma grant, Emma loans.
As a result of probably what? Bad leadership, and I say.
And I mean, for a long time, our leaders were managing it. Even recently, under President I think, PURC are a constitutional mandated body. Almost passing the increment to be for water and electricity. Now, almost in a dose. What they are going to do, they are going to menu, you have to half, which is about 70%. Now, 6 months' time, now Omasa etu. Yes, how actually ama abano etrisai. Ninsunso phone ye gusu which is living with us today. Kasa huge increment here etie kanayehu.
But probably abano so need foresight on the priorities right. You got probably areas of essence to almost the entirety of the country and not every Ghanaian no. And you want to be a because my argument.
At the end of priority. At the end of priority.
My argument.
They are not Ghanaians. What we talk about 27 to 28 million Ghanaians.
But we hold the core.
And just there's nothing core. There is nothing core. There is nothing core. Obiani Oche Obi Ghana. The farmer. Is the worker more than the farmer?
But he's also working.
Messi is the farmer more than the worker. The worker more important than the farmer. Than more than the Mankola woman. Ghana for they have one vote. They have one right. And how can priority? What is priority? What may be priority to you may not be priority to Ama. Who priority in there? Say, Abia, you want to have air condition to stay. Obi o crisis or no ni priority there. Insure. Pension keke. Compare bi on peka ni across insure. Obuso o pese yes school that man eco school. The aban entimi ka say me priority ni aka me ntimi ye ho adwuma. Na me kire say sir until we are able to fix our economy And I'm glad John Mahama is living by his promise. Say even near what person were ye Ghana no. Say nuntikura Ghana for betu atieno or 2016 one. Okasa some last year or parliament. Or no here.
No dey person were Ghana.
And no way. And in there one person will make sure that Ghana is not only self-sufficient in energy, which is the foundation of any economy, but to even become a net exporter of energy. And then, akakakra enchebia, ye beton kania ama amanani biblio Africa, Burkina, Niger, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Ivory Coast. That is the foresight of John Mahama. Until we have sacrificed over the last 3 years to build to reach here. The same way, sir, fuel issue I can. And of course, world market no air buffer, crude air buffer. But that is even more dangerous. And no more be answer say, and I'm say crude barrel no the price air buffer when you age. Because I buy beer our budget our warrior budget so when you sue average price be na year. To say Ghana budget, I think we use around $80 to $90 and a budget for the year. And then above under less than $30. Nature say, Sika abai all her seka obenya every fango almost more than half is gone.
So you free demonstrations, you sitting down to Georgia and get solutions and
never to me I resolve.
But when it comes across as government is insensitive to the plight of again the Ghanaian will count as OBT. Because it will be government is not insensitive. In fact that government so far over the last 10 years, if I can remember, Ghana government is among one of few countries in Africa that has not failed, that has not reneged or are unable to pay its workers. I think that alone we must give credit to all the governments. Over the last 10 years, all the government from Kufuor to Minister Abai to Mahama Abai, government workers at the end of every month, despite say everything, they get their paycheck. Other countries, they move 6 months, 7 months into your home. That is the first thing you should note. So government is not insensitive. It is facing realities. But some of the realities, Nalaji, probably the president says, I was not voted into power to take or make unpopular decisions.
To make popular
decisions. So some of the realities is that Ejumeni yantu marketium, nemum petrol, nemum light, nemum insure, twa ni yetu.
Ma bisa a simple question. Say nde ye wa kania 24 hours 7. Say wo insure. Ena.
Ye betu to aketuem ni nya sade.
Oze.
Ye betu to aketuem ni nya sade dana.
There be say ye bi enam say abai ni car or to me they fixes are the way which would you prefer?
Then Abai is a failure because Abai is voted into power to make sure Ghana ni bia ehobe hare.
Medical culture say we this generation ye na critical problem we.
Jenye problem.
Yeah, generation over the last 57 years all of us are involved. Until we need to resolve those problems and sana new generation will come.
I always see myself for what he's saying. Alaji Baturi seems to give us a proposal this morning. A prescription is a yentra demonstrations in Georgia. Yenko negotiating table. No, it's a baby who are one for the good of the people. But situations and realities are the determinants of unpopular decisions are baby making. You subscribe to this?
Thank you very much. I think it's pre-program. Because you asked in English, so I was tempted to speak English. I don't agree. You know, if say I'm for demonstrations, demonstrations what's some can be and with my negotiation table.
Okay, so we share TV, so we are live feed from Obra Sport on my opposing for on agada labor for no say on children pay. The tia when you say on sin to moon abano, a bad juma for say ahokyere mu amia enti staggering process no aban should look at it na onye ho bibi emom
obenya ban a ebedru ba bi no obaka fi unti obia enti mo be ko negotiating table no so mbe wo kase me gina ha ho no gina
unya ban bi wasa no.
Yes, and this government sanity. So what
about we rather than say, you know, is telling us the realities. I will do this, I cannot do this. So, because we don't have that economy to sustain what you are calling for or advocating here in your mouth.
Who is the manager of the economy?
But economy no tia I say you know.
Mami bra. Me ba be do say asay nye na ibi hu. So we na say no poto nso ibi hu. So when you buy no see onti obia we be negotiating table million times onti was but I buy how many negotiations no money group bia ya I end up successfully with that demonstration. Emre bebre no aban no ebe gina position tintan kopim bra amanfo be demonstration and that's on picket ansana aban I give you in not the omo hwe no or the amount and as he be or meet you halfway. That is what is happening. That is what is happening. Demonstrations are being I mu die he and no me aban antenase no more warnings or warnings. Tew Ghana Medical Association for nurses any adina. This is what is happening in this country. It took us all demonstrations say ye de nyame say emra no ema ho kwan say utimi demonstrate. So utimi demonstrate and can microphone bebre wo behia asem no nkom sanka. It me them I don't support it. Then the emra economy no. Why na economy is that? Why na economy is that? Is the government?
How
was there economy?
He doesn't believe that even there was.
Do you have economy?
Yeah, there's an existence of an economy.
Minimum basis.
Because of buy into the Nana Addo's transformational economy, see free gadgets back. They call it transformational economy.
So there was an economy,
which is just not good for the country.
So there was economy.
Colonial economy.
Please, there was economy. What is happening? How come say Obitimi manage the same system relatively better? Now hardships not send it.
Why?
I'll give you former President Kufuor MPP.
My gracious.
Let me give you one.
Gracious.
Former President Kufuor power. New GDP crazy about 4 billion. Office not to 28.
After wiping of HIPIC.
Yes. You see, President Kufuor ever pioneer or HIPIC. We move here to lower middle income country from HIPIC. Many Freddy President Kufuor Bresson Kwana Debia, they can say, not don't pay each hair cramine. So marry them. That was when the banks a crazy cow woman sem a chasing Kufuor so major loans. No one will do organ harder. No one will do organ harder. President Kufuor the dream here for him. All the national health insurance by. Say never ya home beto me. President Kufuor the who send Kolabi ko school e dia no be di krom ya bindi no di school feeding by. President Kufuor the who say obi to krom ati sen kran ha be sabi na brabo no e bia na sika sebe no e west class obi asabi o me makrasi. And was see free busing for students peoples. No they buy. You see, now you can be a no. Let me give you example agriculture. President Kufuor freeze agriculture now growth rate over 7.4%. So he say it's 0.04. Who mismanaged the agri sector? Is it me? Is it me?
What's the problem?
President Kufuor freeze a CD dollar is saying. It was about 1.2. So say yes, is it President Kufuor who mismanaged the dollar to get that depreciation? You see, let's face facts. Men I'm coach your judgment desk. Is it me?
Politics.
No, is it me? Men I'm judgment desk.
She share any be so amudi go akwam no pave way for some
which of them? Mama examples.
She share any be amudi go.
Mama example, she share any be a man.
She share any be amudi go.
Mama example say way
of certain contracts.
Mama say way. Mama ni aka wan
legally binding but mo call contrary.
Mama example any aka wan.
No, I'm saying but you are aware that most of these judgment cases, unless probably you have told the political line.
There be political line.
These all these judgment deaths are.
There be mama example. Mama example any aka wan. Is it Woyomi? What have you? I saw photo. Which of them? Don't forget I'm on public accounts. Don't forget that I'm on public accounts. If you want, let's pick one day and come and debate these things here. Meet my example. You see, a bar normal they call for Obi. What you do on first? Home stuff my account. Every idea what count. Report by home count. You see, say, the mechanism. The beer fat one tidy man. Which many permit you, one year Juma back. One responsibilities almost the same, almost the same schools. Back in the pier. He says over coffee, and then you like planning. Near who's a Kolawi when who crème fano, a channel said in hospital, in Tibetria hospital, no is can at all. Kolawi school fees crying TI. To was here East Canada to a school fees. Kolawi in school at back only to at Adiatiti. Was here go to school at Adia. No, we are, what just can be a 2 fees and we need the Bosumi. Or this can not cultural drinking sport.
Or Windsor.
Mammy, one bottle. Ma Urabature, one bottle. Ma mine, one bottle. Far a guinea fowl bra. By the time we drew for you, none appearing in us our drinking sport. Then they come back to square. Wrong priority setting. That's the question. That's the issue.
That's this administration. Priorities, they are not getting it right.
Exactly. They don't invest in areas that will grow the economy.
But and the core areas of growth, education, health, road infrastructure, these are not areas that will benefit the larger scale of economy.
Minya. Say, off times, now say, what they call it, sada. But the
initiative was good, and it's good still. What do you say?
You see, you can have an excellent initiative and have the worst implementation plan.
But say school feeding under your watch. A lot of new baby bemu, if we are China school feeding, no, I won't say no kissing.
Some investigating the fan. You remember? He was investigated. You see, Meno and Yaman Bianem when say 8 years down the line, this government continues to blame NPP. 8 years down the line. So office will be the bonia on chino. Me or say men some babemu, Yamam di brebi, Nasemi disika yenteme. That is what will move this country forward. But if we sit down, now by I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Give one example.
Okay, you
say at least me the bank manager.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a bank manager. Now me watch them. Now my frame accountant. The mob school fees be payment me. When we are guas. Pass entry way now and we now mommy. Be na me fam could school fees. Na accountants are who any man no akwaye. Or here we are. Me my maximum 3 months. The accountant will also come to you. Manager, there two or media cry the west. Massy. Baby or done man here. My warrior could have begu. Eti dem ye ma woro. Mesrewa we dey be mame. Minyam dia beto. That will be the end of you. That's the end of the branch. It will become I scratch your back. You scratch my back.
Okay. I'll you up on this one.
Omai, Mr. Osemensa, so Tina Supermoa, he has virtually confirmed everything I said here. Nemum enam say Ghana ha sabi dokono cry the among yourself. That's why he ended the way he ended. What did he say? Was it President Kufuor or free abaymu na figures be already mama was it not good? When Rawlings by 1982, 81, 82. Now this country was virtually running in negative growth. Inflation was over the roof. Rawlings was 30 and 82, 83, 84. But to me, stabilizing economy. It was when we joined the IMF. But yembi say Rawlings over free abaymu a DNA kosi inflation was back to 40.5%. Interest rate over 50%. Economy is just like he was saying. Nyoka ni yombwa. Edene this abaye was 30 very good. Eko wienu na bibia pascal. Yem bisa was edien emano basa.
Edien emano bae.
Thank you. President Kufuor bae no. Obaji abaye free Rawlings NDC abaye no. Was 30 very good. Very well. That's why I say inflation over 40%. Interest rate bobo economy no, was just anything. Just under $4 billion. What me a call lower medium income. But yembi say was President Kufuor war free soon. Ediene buy. Inflation was over 18%. Now, yembi say President Kufuor in 2007, ediene emano ekoyi 0 baku 4 every year second. I said, has he asked himself that
to
question?
make the city stronger?
Has he asked himself? Ediene tinama President Kufuor wo yi 0 baku 4.
Oh, reason Biana.
Economy now collapsed. It had collapsed.
But that was only stated reason. How many years?
I said that is the fact. Ubekaya in 2007. Come on, Ton Ghana Telecom cry. Can you do it? Foka. Okay. Say Uncle G.
You Ton Ghana Telecom, but again, the basis for selling Ghana Telecom was to pay for according to the prescription.
Man said that's the reason. Man said that. Missing na. Ubekaya Kwame Pieni, one of the best and one of the best economists in Ghana. Okano City FM said that very week young just can free voter for more or mine no be collapsing. So they had to take 750. Even when South Africa was prepared to pay us, a company in South Africa was prepared to pay 1.5 billion. 750. 900, sorry. Yes, I could use 750 Eurobond that same year. When we yes, I could knock off 4-0 because our currency was valueless. No any value. Ghana cedi our collapse it was almost 9,000 cedis to $1. 9,200 on 1st July. I don't say a bank manager. I'm sure he has these figures. 1st July 2007, na Ghana cedi could do 9,200 to $1. And why was he going? Because no any economy. And I'm not saying it was under President Kufuor. So Ubekaya me can't say after coup of 66 no Ghanaian economy a pasca. Because time be a import export until we are always running at a deficit. And any economy that continue consistently running uni surplus. It is surplus in the betimiama usikano mu ayedu. Surplus in the bema iska ama utumi aye nema bebre. Time biya come every year budget upon budget ekamunewo after Kwame Nkrumah. I'm not saying that it's only Kufuor. Kufuor behind Wayadi after he picked. There's no doubt between 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. Yes, there were positive. But you see, make I say, Ningina a tempera. Rawlings by Woko IMF in 83. No, we saw some relief. he also bragged the same way. I do maybe also a man for cry HCS and Begilon cry, yes, CMP. Okay. And then some assignments he said, Ghana for bank run a muchesi. Bison who say, what is the saving rate in this country? And over 20 banks for a small country like Ghana. Why? So I'm saying that fundamental, and Nana Kufuor sum it up appropriately in 2008. Said the fundamental of our economy is a problem. And to just say, yes, restructure the economy. And in restructuring, any children's play, okay. You have to take some bold and hard decisions to correct the imbalances. Make in the your friend said, unlikely event now buying power 2017. Near Mahama or brain, they are going to recoup, they are going to harvest. Because he's not doing it for himself, he's not doing it for NDC, he's doing it for Ghana. He's correcting all the imbalances. We can have a flourishing economy, and that's what he's doing. The Biana vote into Okoya demonstration now at Piazza. Vote into. And man said, look,
John is not afraid of it.
He's not afraid.
But we are correct if be on redenomination because it's wrong.
What's wrong?
The basis of the redenomination wasn't say, let's just all minor say. What was happening is the type of currency in India at the time. Just I was working term.
And then I could do that. And then I could do that.
Can you allow me? Can you allow me to flow? And you know, some your friends say few raswam. Who could even 50,000? Just what the goofy raswam. You see, so
why must you spend 50,000? Why would you have to spend 50,000?
Watch him.
I'm sorry.
And you know, we needed currency, you know. Say, who crack it to be why you educate the public? Here who he say, even Sika Cretari Tadia. A 2 bottom quota de Sunfa, as soon as so. Then yet to our bridge, advanced democracy. Boys will cry the card, any near man or the Tadia. By a hano, and now say GDN, and now the abuse of the use of checks.
Thank you.
And so no one major problem. Eti Serbia large and I may man checker. Semenin ye human chair on your prepare so Benjamin check. Because fees a magic check now. Exactly. Into be a prefer say mammy cash. Etina man for a man for you so physical cash more. Into no reduce wa. Sabi, they say would for 150 no. No, bundle, yana the amount for misinterpreted the two. Bundle no, 5 na achichi no. Say a minter ni fresh nuta, yanti no na 10 shim.
Okay.
But once in your packet.
Once in your packet.
This kind of that bundle no bones on the shim 5. And you say be a 50 na packet no 5 na one bottle. But say brand new one, yana shim 10. The rubber farm will be used with the fish straight from Bank of Ghana. It is say, Abia me here 5,000. I ain't can 50 million. Me just one package botuma, I can move around with ease. But first, no, I can the same 5,000, no, I need 50 million. Me here by
bottle.
Exactly. Tina Ebuama, do mediano, a coson.
That's the only advantage.
Yes.
That's the only advantage. That's the only advantage. That's the only advantage.
That was the basis.
It is wrong. It is wrong.
And I know
you can't just wake up and knock off your zeros.
I'm coming.
What is your productivity level?
No, because almost 50 million a Ghana must go. That's your economy, 50 million.
That is the reality of your economy. Anything I want to say, we don't have economy.
Okay,
that is the reality of your economy. Any economy. Where is the 5 pesos? Maybe where is the 5 pesos? Maybe where is our 1 peso? Maybe so. Where is our 1 peso? Maybe so. Where is 5 pesos? Where is 10 pesos? You a nation. What controls this kind? Are you fit? Can you tell me that as an economy?
Alhaji, when you say, you know, me answer to the organization, me work as an idea. You see. My penny Kufuor by no here. Growth rate it grows steadily. So we draw graph. A straight line air cost. When you take NDC, it's cyclical. A cost-through, number from. A cost-through, number from. A move from 3.5 up to 8.4. Steadily. Again, the so the two Musa Mampeni Rawlings Kufuor. No inflation in 40.5. Yana and the Omoka for my idea saying Mampeni Kufuor. Or move from 40.5 to 18.1.
In 8 years.
In 8 years.
Yes.
Reduction of over.
After wiping up epic money, epic funds.
Please, let me explain.
You should speak in context. The 4 billion at Chow. The 4 billion at Chow.
You see,
tell us about that.
If I come to national debt, that is where you ask me to talk about.
What is determining the inflation? What is determining the inflation?
You say the money making.
What determines the
inflation and prices of goods? It's different from that. Can you look, if you were servicing your debt, can you get that inflation? Worse than what you are doing. But I want our viewers and listeners to do. I'm giving them the respect.
Tell them you were not servicing your debt.
Honorable Sir, just give us that interaction. Go ahead.
From 40.5. The buyer bedrew 18.1. Reduction of over 56, almost 60%. NDC currently pick it from 18.1, now 17.8. The reduction is less about 0.02%. That's what we are talking about.
Let's say even
and if you are talking about HIPIC,
fine.
I'm coming. You see, we have.
What is that impression? Say HIPIC by the papaya,
Which is wrong. Maybe. And at the end, Yakran said, this government is benefiting from HIPIC.
We're not denying that.
Maybe HIPIC na Yakana say, Sikani Nina, Yatani Nina, Yadema, or Mampeni Kufuor. It's not true.
The servicing of debt. The servicing is more important.
Can you allow me to explain?
Come on.
Can you allow me to explain?
The servicing of debt is more important.
Can you allow me to explain?
So what could $200 million? We're not doing that.
Okay.
So, what HIPIC meant and still means, and say Germany Nana Addo Moka. Germany for it won't be at 20 billion. $20 billion no. Ya di achemo. Na dia di achemo ne say afiwe 2016. Cause some betua $2 million. Sa tu muji sika ni wi a. Instead some di sika no bebre Germany for no. Mon fan to account with. Na mon fan ko areas A B C.
Mon fanye adwuma.
Mon fanye adwuma ma. Tiska no mon fan.
Enti mon tua kan no bi. Mon tua kan no bi.
It is a loan no e ye for 20 years. Every year the budget no. Mo de ye adwuma wo krum. It doesn't mean say this kind nyina e ma o Mampeni Kufuor ye case ya ma
and then tell us
now me ba say loan no na ye bia 20 years, they 15 years no. They are still running.
Oh my.
Eti me ba NDC when they want to cover up. Wo ma change HIPIC no. Edin. Send ye ba ya and wo mama ni gimfu for social intervention fund.
That's HIPIC.
I'm telling you that is HIPIC. Yes.
So but why do you change it when it's still HIPIC? Because benefits are HIPIC.
Say you started say catch am say no say you try say mu scalp $4.1 billion dollars near the cafe.
Okay, so you are still enjoying HIPIC.
We are enjoying every year is in the budget.
Oh my.
Every year is in the budget.
This information is very important for you and your viewers.
Yes.
This is very important. I'm giving you some information.
Okay.
Ghana echo HIPIC. Ghana echo HIPIC. I want to make this point.
I didn't hear.
40 million pounds is due to reservice our debt with UK. 40 million pounds by June 2001. Yan just Kanoa. UK EU now be blacklist here. IMF for so President Kufuor had no choice. British UK Foreign Secretary Baha omunya kanye one call HIPIC saskawe ubetua June one tweswa na chese what
classified information at mine.
And let me tell you, that's what I want to. A servicing of debt which is crumbling the economy. Any important whether it is 20 years, 30 years. Say Ubekukuru 40 million that time, and then Ghana would be required to pay about $200 million to service debt. And then I push inflation. And then I it is a credit.
The reason that
what by 8 years. na abrofo no omo ayedi onka no omo se mentua sas kana ka wodi be tua no fire mpuntunjuma
you should see more development
and then do you have that opportunity? Do you have that luxury here?
You are receiving
and
the
you are
money
telling
still.
me that 18.7
no, I did not receive the money.
Okay, but unya spillover from HIPIC benefits I know social intervention what unya on for
tie I can hear 4 billion for about 4-5 billion and they say it's just something negligible.
How can you?
And yes, can be a 4 billion. You don't compare. It's just about 20 billion a year. And now, I mean, we can tell you, Ghana government almost half of our income. Almost half of our income. Yeah, interest rate.
Say, Obanpenny Rawlings, there was no. Omo Bobo Bosiano, your caution. So Bosiano, we get to a point your debt sustainability, you know, a problem. Because you ain't mean fiakan. Because you're Bosian rough, left and right.
So Bobby.
I like to make my ways, but this time I decided to say,
obey gentleman.
No, I've always been, but now I'm going to be extra gentleman. Send a better viewers, no.
Simon,
I bet you some like can. It's Ubabosiana Drew Baby. Tina Tembia relative with debt to GDP. Your GDP in the determines Kauniano, woman and muffin. It is a scar winner, maybe a income in a bosomi, Sebia, or my him the way example. Ebia bosomi, Ituaoka just 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now I bought Bosia, never drew baby, no. Just a Bosiano crowd will cook piano, be a 900. So a time you cannot even pay because our basic name may be also satisfied first. So, over my animal like salaries, you have to pay. What important nothing. The bedroom baby, no, once a interest crack a kennel, just like what is happening.
What is happening?
You pay interest over 10 billion.
As I know about a canal boy. You should tell the truth.
No, but I don't know about or my basis. Be my
you should tell us. But a Ghanaian government, I cannot.
Okay.
And yet, Mahama government, 3 years.
Make your point.
Fair deal, can.
Mama, that
MPP fees are nice. 9.5 billion. Is what I say. We are getting closer to 100. Yet one you could do 100.
MPP.
But you can't do so. You see, and away no part that could
come again from 9 billion to
9.5 is almost losing. We are hitting 100.
What was the size of our economy then?
Please.
What was the size of our economy then?
Please.
And what is it today?
Are we saying our economy has grown by over 10 times?
Okay.
Is that what you are telling me? Has the economy grown by 10 times?
The president is not an immigration or an office.
You've taken us back to HIPIC.
We still want the cabinet bishops to comment on the Ochehini's statement. Rashid Otamalamaye, please inform all the workers of Ghana to join the campaign team of the MPP to kick out the NDC government from office to pave way for Nana Kufuor when the MPP come 2016. Kwande, so Mami Addo, please make Nana Addo's response to Omo on Kasanfa Guantanamo issues, make the response ready for me now. Quickly, we comment on that. Please, I want to know where the Gitmo people are staying now. And then, please, the time is short and the advert is too long. The time for Kumkum Bajia is not enough. And we are in the dark because not a single day passed without news about corruption in the government business. Yet, the president claims to himself as the best president amongst all presidents in Ghana so far. We Ghanaians are not blind. Come November, the examiner will announce the results. Well, for Paul, if I should understand Alaji correctly, is he now admitting that he and his NDC folks were wrong for criticizing President Kufuor, who sold fuel for less than 5 Ghana cedi at the time world price was 146? Hey, this world is not fair at all. CJ Obanti, please ask Bature, is Ghana not net importer of crude oil? What happened to the deregulation? You should not throw dust into our eyes. Ochre, Alaji, do you love this country at all? Hey, after all our suffering, you still support this government? Aden, Alaji, hey, Ghana Cashman, Obuasi, and now Nana Addo should be ashamed of himself. Those two guys need peace more than some Ghanaian leaders. He should solve his party's problems before. Alaji or Tamale 64 bench. Omaya Alaji Bachir is saying there is no money in the system. Where did they get money to rebrand the buses? NDC is misusing the nation's money. Chop, chop, everywhere. Bawa, Boasi, and your name, and all the other. Kofi Pro, Mankasim, I asked Alaji Baturi whether in the past government there was oil or not, and tell Alaji Baturi that Nana Addo has commented on the 2 Guantanamo inmates. A lot of your text message, but for the sake of time, Nana Addo responds to issues relating to Guantanamo Bay and says Mahama should have consulted Rawlings and Kufuor. Quick one.
Nana Addo has not responded. Correct it. Nana Addo has not responded. I dare challenge anybody to tell me when Nana Addo responded.
Okay, let's listen to what Nana said.
Let's listen to what he said. He has not responded.
Okay. Mami, quickly.
He has not responded to the Gitmo issue.
Okay, all right.
Let's listen to him.
The problem we face is yet another case of the failure of leadership by the President of the Republic, and a sad example of his belief that he's answerable to no one, not even to the laws of the Republic, like Section 35 of the Anti-Terrorism Act, Act 762, which as President he is sworn to uphold. That law prohibits the transaction into which he has entered with the United States government. Lawlessness at the highest levels of the state cannot produce good governance. Since he claims that only Presidents Rawlings and Kufuor have the right to criticize him, I would have wished that he had found it worthy to consult both of our 2 former national leaders before he took this grave decision that has consequences for us all. If he had done so, the Ghanaian people may have well been spared the disquieting anxiety in this time of justifiably heightened fear of global terrorism, that we are being led by a president who, ostensibly in the name of compassion, prefers to ignore laws designed to defend the most sensitive area of all, our nation's security. Alhaji bin Stali stood not just for the new patriotic party, he stood and fought for the peace and integrity of Ghana. He believed in religious tolerance. Let us disagree by all means on the many political things that confront us, but I pray that we refrain from introducing religious divisions into the debate, for the issue at stake is not a religious one.
What is the position of Nana Akufo-Addo on the issue?
We have a president who has chosen in times like
what
this.
What is the position
he
of
has
Nana Akufo-Addo?
Chosen in times like this, according to Nana Addo, to put all of us inside.
It is two-way. The debate is about two. It's not about legality. It's not about law. The debate is those who are in favor of the GT2 remaining in Ghana or send them back.
Nana Addo selection on due diligence.
Nana Addo has not commented as far as those two issues in the debate are concerned. He's only blaming Mahama for not doing consultations.
But if you blame him, you should disagree.
No.
You're
he
not
has not disagreed. He has not said he's against.
A lot of these noises have been avoided.
One can say he's against. Look, a very cunning person. He cannot say he's against that issue. Nana Addo won't me for two reasons. In the first place, we are acclaimed human rights lawyer. We are acclaimed human rights lawyer. Into a KBBR here in all that Abosbona airborne in United that is the first place. The second point, the Americans informed him and he didn't object. Look. So he cannot come out today and say he's objecting to it. In the third place, Nkrofonu, as a human rights lawyer, they are not terrorists. They are not suspected terrorists. They have not been indicted, they have not been prosecuted, they have not been incarcerated.
But probably lack of proper consultation.
Unlawfully, unjustifiably detained for 14 years.
All right, Alaji,
so Nana Addo has not spoken.
He has not.
I dare him to come out and tell us.
You don't take this as a response to...
It is not a response. What did he say?
Okay.
He never said it's against it.
Lady kind. Nana Addo respond. Na Temwa or Casa American Foco. Moody any panel on the seas. Na American official Biabumanamania on the 5th. So he took the issue to neck. You see, we have structures. The first way flag bearer does not mean that when you're answerable to anybody. Then the party discussed the issue and on the 13th came out and condemned it.
So the party's position is Nana Addo's position?
Nana Addo's position. You see, that's a sign of a good leader. Because Oyobia, until na no babontin.
Wagadugu ye cool.
No babontin.
That same day or condemn. What did they discuss with the party?
Please.
You want to throw sand into our eyes. That very day on Nigeria.
That is what you don't know.
Did they discuss with the party? What is Nana Addo's
2 minutes,
position?
honorable.
Manu 3 minutes.
Nana Addo position, any the party position. The fact that he is the flag bearer does not necessarily mean that
this was a platform for him to tell his position.
And what he said, it means he still condemns.
No, it is the procedure. It is a procedure. He's not against the GT to living in Ghana. This is the processes. The procedure. The procedure.
You see? Yeah, me this yes or munye terrorists or munye we. And then copy Guantanamo Bay. So if you say they are not suspected,
yes.
Me, I don't agree with you.
Because the US confirm it.
Please. Look, even the review on the buy and still says they are medium to high.
The review, which one? 2007 or 2010? You see the mischief? Review 207.
Can you allow me to say?
Wrap up, man.
Do you understand it? President no so bad. What we catch the Ghana and also they post minimal risk. It means even there's risk.
Or the minimal or what?
Yes, let me even accept that they post minimal risk.
It is a low risk.
Okay, low, minimal, fine. But if it's lower, number for with almost sophisticated equipment for surveillance, intelligence, national security, they cannot handle low risk terrorists.
A backlash from the politicians.
Backlash. Can we?
A backlash.
Okay. Akufo-Addo must speak.
Nana, Akufo-Addo must tell us whether he is in favor or not. He tell us.
Even the key ministers, with interior, foreign affairs, Krampono, Omanya full briefing.
Omahi.
What Grania wear of it?
Yeribesia say.
Yeribesia. Akufo-Addo must tell us what his position is on.
Nana Akufo-Addo position is the party's position.
He
cannot have a different position than that of the party.
Okay.
And he's condemned it, and we are still condemning
all
it.
right.
We want
Bruno rapper, I know chief executive producer, Rapti, Adope, Yachiao. Nana Addo for a card, or the officer Motraso. May there be a Moncos.